You're the one who goes through friends like underwear, honey.
Little store, never expected to be on TV.
Because I'm tough. Like, these women carry on over nonsense. Where can we start? Do I have to do the whole thing over? So, hi, dolls. We're back at the podcast. Patreon, Get Real with Kim D. So, I just want to start something by saying I had a really rough night last night. My dog, Posh, you all know Posh. She's 15. She's going to the vet tomorrow. So I do have a little anxiety today, but I made it to the studio. I have Laura Jensen as my guest. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you, Kim.
And of course, Lorraine will be helping me narrate through, asking some questions. When I get like this, I mean, you might see a pause here and there, but I think we're going to bring it today. We have a lot of good stuff. And Lorraine will control some of the questions where normally I would control the questions, but these are mostly my questions that people have asked us. And we're going to get into some gossip and everything else. But I just want to just forgive me if I'm a little off today, but I'm going to give it my all. So with that said, welcome again, Laura. Hi, Lorraine.
But you look beautiful.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
So what are we starting with today?
I think we're going to start with the Shannon Bedore incident.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
So what did Shannon Bedore do, Lorraine?
Shannon was out, and it clearly says that she was wasted, and she drove up on someone's lawn in, what town was it? Newport Beach.
Okay.
And she nicked somebody's house. When she realized that, she went back into the street, and she pretended she was walking Archie.
Right. I heard that she was in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And walked for Archie.
Yeah.
So I'm going on my rant first, and then I would like Laura's opinion on this. First of all, my main concern, of course, you all know, would be the dog. You know, Archie. It was 2:00 in the morning, by the way. This was something else. So she's drunk as a skunk. She's got the dog in the car. Okay. She has enough money for an Uber. She has enough money for a driver. There's absolutely no excuse. There's no excuse. I heard that in that area, people do a lot, they're walking in that area. It's very suburban. It was 2:00 in the morning, so I don't think too many people were walking then. But I find no excuse. I hear that it's because the boyfriend sideswiped her. I'm so sick and tired of women blaming the men in their life or a breakup for their bad behavior. Put your big girl pants on. You got children in school and college, okay? You're supposed to be taking care of your dog. Stop with the boyfriend broke up with me. Stop it. All you women, I don't want to hear that crap anymore. I just don't. Okay. So I have no pity for this woman. I think it's a disgrace. And my biggest concern right now is for Archie. That's my rant for today. What do you got to say about it, Laura?
Well, my take is a little different.
I want it to be different.
I agree with everything that you say, but I am giving Shannon a little more grace. I am not saying what she did was right at all.
Okay.
But she has an addiction, clearly. And it's very tragic and sad. And I think we've seen it play out.
So many times.
Even this season, especially. Gina's been saying it. The girls have all been worried about her.
I don't watch this, so it's a good take.
So I think she needs help. I think she'll get it now.
Okay.
I am very concerned about Archie because I love
animals. We all love animals.
Just so everyone knows, Archie was supposedly being taken care of by the boyfriend. They were fine, so the dog is okay.
Well, she went and picked up the dog from the boyfriend.
He was in the car.
He was in the car, though.
Right, but I'm saying now the dog was okay.
We don't know.
Anyone.
I haven't heard anything about the dog.
I didn't either. And I was
haven't
looking
heard
because
anything.
I wanted to know what happened to Archie.
She went and picked up the dog. He was babysitting for the dog, and they must have had a fight.
God,
And then she left speeding off. Okay, that's okay.
I had it backwards.
It's okay.
My
so,
apologies.
yeah, listen, I feel bad for addictions also. There's a lot of people. I love Luann de Lesseps. She had a drinking problem. Okay, listen, I love her. She did great. She's doing great. There was a couple of other ones that had addictions or whatever, and I feel terrible about that. So I agree with you on that. But I still have no pity for Shannon. Yeah.
I have a little pity. Let's say I have a little pity.
You should, and so you should. I'm a
I
little
think
bit
it's
of a
very
hard ass.
tragic and sad.
I'm a hard ass. What about you, Lorraine? What do you think?
There's a dog involved.
I know,
Done.
right? See?
Done. I have 3. Done.
Yeah, I can't feel bad. I'm trying, but I can't feel bad.
I do feel bad she has an addiction, and I hope she gets help.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. I
Yeah,
hope she gets
listen,
help that
an addiction, she's already making excuses that she doesn't want to go into rehab. She's making all these excuses. She
That's
don't need
part of
it.
addiction.
Well, she
That's part of
hasn't hit bottom
addiction.
yet.
She wants to stay home and do it.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Good luck. Real quick, Caroline Manzo and Brandy. So let me just, So we all knew from the beginning, it was a hush-hush secret, that Caroline was suing either Bravo, whoever the production company was, possibly Bravo, I'm not sure. And Brandy just came out with something really funny. She said, Caroline Manzo hasn't been on a girls' trip in years. She hasn't been on any housewife shows in years. So she doesn't know what a girls' trip is. And then the lawyer comes in and he said, but we all know what sexual assault is. That's what Caroline Manzo. So, listen, I wasn't there. I just can tell you what I heard. And I happen to like you, Brandy, but do not kiss me. Do not that you'd want to. Do not touch me. I would feel very assaulted also. And I have been on girls' trips for the past 10 years. I've only been on girls' trips. And my friends don't really kiss me unless I want them to kiss me. Me and Emma tease or whatever. But it does feel, when someone comes after you and you don't want that, it is uncomfortable. Maybe Caroline took it a little too far, I'm thinking. But I don't know. What do you think?
Caroline doesn't strike me as the type who would like someone jamming their tongue down her throat. Just first glance, I don't know her,
No.
but I just don't think that she would appreciate.
And no
that.
one's ever done that to me.
Maybe on modern day girls trips, that's what happens. But
And
I
feel
couldn't
like,
imagine she would like that.
I'm a bit of a prude, and no one would dare stick their tongue down my. Maybe Brandy would. Maybe she wouldn't like me, and maybe I'm not her type. But I would prefer someone not to do that. So, in Caroline's defense, if she felt that uncomfortable and she felt like she had to leave, they got Brandy off. Whatever. It wasn't very nice. It shouldn't happen. No one should invade anyone's space. With that said.
Right.
So what's next in the news? I always like to get to the things I just recently read.
Okay, well, we also just read about a little information on Joe Gorga with his issues with not paying for some of the construction.
What are some of
We
the
have from County Concrete Construction, the business from Morristown.
Okay.
The loft development from back in 21 to 22. He used for various projects. He bought a ton of equipment, over
concrete?
100
Was this the concrete one?
Yeah,
Okay.
over 100 and almost close to $111,000.
Okay.
Which they say he has not paid.
Has not paid. And what about the
And
lawyer?
now Joe is suing his old attorney, Alan Tremblay. Excuse me, how if I botched his name, over $6 million.
Joe's not suing his attorney. The attorney's suing Joe.
Joe.
Right.
For not paying the $3,300 for it was a $6 million real estate.
Right. And I think there's a number, there's more. Those are the two top ones in the news. How about what's going on with the Hawthorne building that I've reported on? Joe has a big building in Hawthorne that a couple of my friends live there. And they said that during COVID, there was no heat or this and that, whatever. So I kind of I asked a couple questions because I know that the people that live there pay their own PSC&G. But then someone came to me and said, go ahead, Lorraine.
There's a common area that is not being paid for. And
Like the hallway, the lights.
The laundry room. So the tenants pay their own bill, but
He has to pay the
He has to
PSC&G.
pay the common area.
And there's also a
And then there's
situation.
with the water that it's delinquent.
It's
But,
delinquent.
Yeah, it's delinquent on the water. So that is an issue.
That's not nice. It's not nice. And I remember him screaming and yelling at one of the people that lived there. He didn't pay his rent and the state was paying some of it. And he made such an issue of it. I want to give them a pass to like them, Melissa and Joe. I really have tried. And I said I want to come on here neutral. But when you hurt the little people like that, when you hurt these people that everyone's suffering right now in this country. You can barely pay your bills. People can't even buy eggs. And now you're not paying the electric bill when you're flaunting the outside of your brand new home, your backyard, your limoncello, housewarming party. Not nice. It's just not nice. But I'm really trying, but I'm getting very upset over all of this, especially.
And that leads us into one of the teasers from last week saying
2 weeks ago. Yep.
That there was an issue with Frank and Joe. And
Okay, so what I heard with Frank Catania, and I love the Catanias, but I do have to report certain things that I hear. I heard there was friction between Catania and Gorga, and that they're still filming together and all that kind of stuff, but I knew there was friction, and then I found out that it was because of all these issues that were going on with the buildings and him not paying his bills and and this construction industry. And, he doesn't want to be associated with that. It's bad for his reputation. So I think Frank was getting upset. And so he should, but it doesn't seem to change Joe's behavior. It just doesn't. I don't know what's going to change it. But I do feel bad, mostly bad for the people that live in that building. I really don't care about the concrete company. You knew his reputation. You still gave him $110,000 worth of, concrete. People have known this for a long time. But these poor people living in Hawthorne and that building deserve heat and deserve lights.
I agree.
And air conditioning.
I mean, they call him a slumlord, so.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
True.
Right. So, with that said, anything else you want to add? Have you heard anything about?
I have always heard, and I heard it from the one source, Margaret,
Okay.
always, that Joe does not pay his bills.
Right.
She told me that. That
Over
was
and over.
years ago.
Years ago.
Yeah. I think it's.
Was
a
it
thing.
years ago when she first got on the show? Was it before?
No, it was not before.
Not
It
before.
was a couple of seasons in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is his reputation. There comes a time in your life when maybe you should change your reputation a little bit. Get on a payment plan if you have to. Listen, I've gotten on payment plans. I'm the first one to say, put me on a payment plan. I'll pay. There's credit card. Listen, I lived all kinds of lives. Okay. I was with someone that was worth hundreds of millions of dollars and I was loving my life. And then when I lost that, I'm like, well, wait a minute, but I still owe Neiman's 20. What was I going to do? I got on a payment plan. You have to do something. You have to try to make it work. It's just not nice. Just not nice.
But humble people try to make it work.
This is
He's
true.
not humble. He's a narcissist. So he probably doesn't even think he does anything wrong.
I'm going to agree with you.
Speaking
I'm
of,
Sorry.
what is the big deal? Why is Teresa and Melissa fighting all the time? Where did
That start?
Where are we
So
going with
one
that?
of the Patreon people
Yes.
asked the question as to where this all started with Melissa and Teresa. Okay. So I go way back with Teresa. I know where it started. What I'm going to say is this. I'm going to get into, I could go all day. This is a whole show. But Teresa and her mom really were not thrilled with Melissa's reputation. And what I've said she had done for a living, which we won't get into it right now. And Teresa really didn't take to Melissa right from the beginning. And I think that they kind of looked down on her, remember, they got married right away. They got married within 7 months. And so I really don't think that Teresa really gave her a chance. You know what I'm saying? I know at the bridal party, Melissa had been dancing with someone and a guy, and Teresa ran back and told Joe, and they didn't talk for like 2 weeks before the wedding, which I would have done the same thing if it was my brother. I'm sorry, So this goes way back. It goes way back. And I never believed, not for 1 second, that they were really friendly, that they really cared about each other, that I really think they never liked each other. That's why I was thrown to the curb, because they had made a pact after I filmed with them and said, we're making a pact supposedly for the parents. I think it was more for the paycheck. And Kim needs to go. So Kim went. But then Kim came back the year after, and I was her enemy, because of what she did to me. I think we're getting to a place now. We followed each other. I think it's easing up. It's been a lot of years, but I was very hurt. I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but it started years ago. And to this day, I will not believe that they ever really liked each other. Do you believe they ever really liked each other, Laura?
I do not.
Okay.
I
And
agree
why
with
don't you think so, Laura?
I think for the same things that I've heard, that Melissa came in, Teresa never liked her. I think that Melissa probably tried a little harder.
I do too.
But I agree. I just don't think that they ever liked each other.
Right.
And I don't think they want to like each other. I think
Neither do I.
they're good with it.
And I think they're better off this way.
Yeah.
But I did hear a little tidbit.
I love it.
I wasn't going to say it today, but I have to say it because I can't hold it in. There was a housewarming gift. Have you heard that?
I did.
So, yeah. So Teresa did not attend the housewarming. I don't know if she was invited or not. I don't know. So I can't.
Mm-hmm.
But she did send a housewarming gift. Did you hear that too, Laura?
I did hear that.
Okay. Well, I know it's true. So I think someone's warming up, and I think when they had that little tit for tat on the reunion about someone going somewhere, since they both didn't go, I think there might be some trying to make their way back. Now, I don't know about the Gorgas doing it yet. I don't know. But I think Teresa might be trying. Why would she give him a housewarming gift if she wasn't trying to make some kind of amends?
I think that's who she is. I think
Okay.
that I do believe she has a good heart. And I think
Okay.
that deep down, he's her brother and she cares for him.
So you think it's more because of the brother. And I'm going to agree with you. on
I
that.
do.
Okay.
I think that's why she would do something like that.
Right. I think she's softening. I think, listen, she had a soft spot for her brother. She
course.
always did. Whether she liked Melissa or not, or Melissa liked her, has nothing to do with Joe.
Correct.
So you could be right, Laura. See, I'm glad the voice of reason is sitting across the
Thank
table from me.
goodness.
She's got a bit of a heart. Good for you, Laura.
I think she
Good
does.
for you. Okay, well, listen, I'm all good with this. I like this stuff. I like people being softer than I am. I'm a little tough. So, okay, so so that's the little tidbit. Yeah, there was.
Well, you're
again,
softer on some other people that
absolutely.
I'm a little harder on.
Kim's softer and Laura's a little harder. How do you guys know each other? Where did this
Yeah,
relationship
so-
come from?
well, first I heard all the rumors and all the craziness about Laura, and they were like kind of like bullying her, and I believed every word she said, every word. And listen, people could think that maybe at one point I was bullied or whatever. Keep it coming. I love it. I loved it. I talk shit all you want. But anyway, I know what she was going through because I've been called a liar so many times. And then what happens, Laura? You get vindicated. Laura's getting vindicated this year. So I believed her. I believed that Margaret and you were very good friends. I believe Margaret spilled her guts to Laura. I believe Margaret then did some really terrible things to Laura. And Laura said, screw it. I'm going to let these people know the way she's been talking about them. And guess what? If you F with me, I'm going to do the same shit. I DM'd Laura, and I don't remember exactly what I said. Do you remember, Laura, bits and pieces of what I
I
said?
think you said something to the effect of, I know what you're going through.
Okay.
I would love to talk.
And we didn't
I
talk
saw
at
right
first.
away that you were a girl's girl and that I could trust you. And so it took a little while
did.
before we actually spoke.
Yeah.
And then we did. We spoke on the phone and I knew right away that we could totally be friends.
Absolutely.
So ever since then, we have remained friends and kept in touch, and here
We
we
will
are.
continue to remain
Yes,
friends.
we will.
So,
So something good came
something good
of it. And I
Absolutely.
had said to you even, I said, they can bully me all they want. I know that I'm telling the truth, so it doesn't bother me. They could say
She did
whatever
say
they
that.
want. I know when you tell the truth, you're never going to get caught in a lie.
1,000%.
And it doesn't change.
It doesn't change. The stories don't change. The
Correct.
stories don't change. So I know you have other questions, but this is what coming to my head. So the day that you met with Jen and Teresa, you sat with them for hours. Okay, we're not going to get into any Marge bashing or anything. We're not here for that. We're past all that. We will talk about her a little bit though.
It wasn't totally about her either.
Exactly.
It was a lot of things.
It was a lot of things. So we kind of know what was said at that table. And we know that you made friends and you were talking to Jen. How do you feel now about the way I have my own feelings about Jen Aiden, and she denied that she had come to Posh. She denied that she was at a Posh fashion show. We have pictures of her there. She was at Posh many times with Regina Kay, one of her good friends who I adore. Hi, Regina. Hope you're listening. And I was like, why would you lie about something like, why would you deny it? So I tweeted out the picture of her at the Posh fashion show. And I have a gut feeling, I'm not really 100% sure, I have a gut feeling that you might feel a bit, I don't want to use the word used, but you think there's like an issue now that she just kind of got information from you and now all of a sudden she's on the show and what?
Could be.
Okay.
I kind of know the name of the game is.
Okay.
It's a TV show. You
Yeah.
want gossip. You want people to tell you stuff. And I put that in perspective and I get it.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
So have you spoken to her recently?
I don't know. Have I? What's the word on the street?
I honestly don't know. I don't know.
I guess we'll have to wait.
You're going to have to wait and see. Okay, maybe that'll be a teaser.
That's another one.
That's a
coming.
teaser.
I'm writing that
Another
one
teaser
down.
is Laura speaking with Jen Aiden. So Jen Aiden did go to Melissa Gorga's housewarming.
Yes, I saw her yellow and white outfit.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. And I hear that Teresa still like infiltrated into that night, but I heard Jen had a good time. You know what I mean? Like Teresa didn't show up, but there was some issues brought up about Teresa. But she had a good time there. So they're making it work. And it seems to me like Teresa's doing her own thing and the cast are doing their own thing. And I heard that the guys had something planned and they're put on pause. They're put on a pause right now. I believe they will film what they wanted to film. I also heard that they're filming till the end of October. I thought they would get the holidays. Wow. I'm really surprised that they're only filming to the end of October. I wanted to see the Christmas trees and like they have a lot of families now that I wanted to see.
Sprinkle cookies.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in that, but I heard that also it's a little dark this season. Now, a little birdie had said, oh no, they don't like dark. They don't like this. They don't like that. They're going to change everything up. And I said, yes, they do. They're toxic. They like dark. They love the gossip. They love they'll knock their stars right down. So everything that I predicted is definitely coming true. I don't know what you thought, Laura, but I truly believe that this was going to be a very manipulative and dark season, and that's where it's going.
Well, I had a little bet that they were going to bring everyone back.
Yes, you did.
And I won that bet.
Yes, you did, but I heard that the person didn't pay up.
It's correct.
We know it's that
Kumasi
Kumasi guy coming back into the thing. Kumasi did not pay up. He's
I
known
could buy
to be a
my
little
own
cheap.
dinner at Avra.
Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, we will go to Avra and we can buy each other dinner. How's that? Because we were both right.
Yes. So I think that they love dark. It just depends on who they're going to focus on.
Right.
So if they don't want darkness brought around a cast member, they don't want to hear from the people who have darkness to bring.
Wow. That's very good.
My thoughts.
So also, have you heard through the grapevine that Margaret's kind of being put on the...
I did.
Okay, what did you
heard
hear about that?
I just heard very surface that she's kind of in the background, not much going on, not filming a lot. That's
Okay.
what I heard.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I heard too. That's what I heard too. But I know that certain people still want her off the show really bad. Like they just, I won't even
Well,
say.
she's fitting in less and less.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to.
They're bringing in all these young whippersnappers.
Right.
And that's one of our questions. What have you heard about the new newbies?
I heard that Kayla, that her husband is very loose with his mouth and has no filter.
Ooh.
And that he could be hard to edit. That's what I heard about him.
Okay. What about, is there a Tiffany?
Tiffany. I heard and saw that she was liking negative posts that were made about Teresa from
Really?
Teresa haters. Yeah. So
It's kind of no one from the new people are Teresa people.
but you never know because you could see something like that and then they could be getting along just fine and filming together. It's the same as Jackie and Margaret fight.
Exactly.
They're liking each other's posts 2 days before the softball game and now they're fighting about a book.
Well, I'm going to say what I think, and then Laura will say what she thinks. I truly believe that Jackie knew all along, but she finally admitted to herself that Margaret was the one who heard the rumor about Evan. Of course, Laura reported that last year. And, what did Jackie say about you when Jen tried to tell her?
Oh, she said to Jen that I was thirsty and I was just trying to get around them and hang out with them, that she shouldn't listen to anything.
Shouldn't listen to anything you say. Well, I believe that the beef with her and Margaret is not really over a stupid book. Nobody gives a shit about a book. I believe she knows now that it is true. It is true that Margaret heard this. Margaret lives in the town, correct? Does she live in the, okay. We believe, Laura and I both, that I'll say my one part, Laura will finish, that Margaret heard it. She told Joe Beningo. Joe Beningo told Joe Gorga and Melissa. Am I correct so far? And then what, Laura?
I think the two couples were together.
Okay.
And they talked about it.
And they talked about it.
Joe went to Teresa and told Teresa.
Joe Gorga.
Yes. And it came out on the show.
And why do you think Joe Gorga told Teresa?
Why do I think that Joe told?
Yeah.
Come on, why?
Why? Because he wanted Teresa to bring it out.
Of course.
Of course, they can't.
They wanted it on their end, but they couldn't do it. And
Correct.
they weren't looking to fight with Jackie and Evan. So
They wanted to make the show better. Like
they give it to Teresa. So there's a good storyline, and that's the season.
Well, they gave Teresa a good storyline, because that was what she did from the beginning, know.
Correct.
So, do you believe the rumor?
I don't want to believe the rumor.
I believe it.
Because
You don't want to break up a family.
I really like Evan. And
I think he's adorable.
I've had conversations with him. He's very nice. But I do think it's true because when I was told this, it was long before it came out on the show.
Right.
And,
It's almost like where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I mean? It's like, where did it come from?
It
and
was
like you
said that someone knew the girl from the gym, and then all that starts coming out later.
Right. So it's not like you heard it and it came out the day after. You heard it way before it came out.
In a conversation.
Right.
With-
right. Going back to Margaret, it just seems like she just eats this gossip up. It just seems like she likes to gossip. She likes to hear like not so nice things about other people because maybe she's not really that happy with herself.
Or maybe when you focus on everyone else,
You don't have
no
to
one's
focus
looking
on
at you and asking what's going on in your life.
Exactly.
Because we know that there's a lot of skeletons.
There's a
in
lot
that
of skeletons.
closet.
And we're going to get into that, but not here because this is the show that I said I'm not going there this time, but there's plenty. But this one's not about Margaret. And because I didn't want people to think, oh, Laura's coming back. No, I want Laura. I love Laura. I respect her opinion. I know she knows a lot. And we wanted her here to say what she feels now. This is a whole, they brought her up in the reunion. They brought her up on the show. So I wanted to get her take on, what's going on now. What's next, Lorraine?
Well, we were just going to ask Laura, how are you involved with Bravo? Were you involved? How did Bravo come into your world?
So I was friends with Margaret, and she got on the show, and, I would be at her events. And then I interviewed for the show. That's how I was involved. And then last year I was, my picture was on the show every week.
Exactly.
And my name was mentioned. I just wasn't on the show.
And now has Marge Sr. reached out to you at all?
No, and I never expected that she would, because I actually never really thought that she liked me.
She doesn't
Even
like
when we were
anyone.
kids.
She was very mean to me and Lorraine. Very mean.
Rude.
For no reason. I mean, Lorraine didn't know her from Adam. She had good reason to not like me. But Lorraine walked up to say hello to Kumasikyam, and she was standing next to her, and Lorraine would just say hello. And like, excuse me, lady, take a backseat. Like, you're not, you're not that important. Lorraine's just a nice person. Anyway, what are the other questions? I think Roxanne. Oh my God, sorry, it's
I'll
moving
go to
brain.
my phone for that.
Yeah. Let's go to the phone.
Go to the phone.
Go to the phone.
Okay, so the phone is from Roxanne
And Chantel.
And Chantel.
Who we love here.
They said, quoting the text, that we've asked Laura this in the past, but what's happening currently on the show, and they want you to ask Laura now, was Margaret talking to Louis' ex?
Was Margaret talking to Louis' ex?
Okay, so when I met with Teresa and Jen, I told Teresa that I saw DMs of between Margaret and Louis' ex's best friend.
Ex's best friend.
Okay.
After that, they somehow hooked up and spoke, and after that, we weren't friends anymore. So I don't have any particulars on the ex. I just know that she was frequently speaking to
the friends.
the
Ex-
ex's best friend.
Best friend. Okay, very good.
And this one we already touched was Margaret behind the Evan rumor.
Right, we knew that.
Yeah. What did Margaret say about Melissa's rumor?
To me?
This is what did Margaret say about Melissa's rumor? Was Margaret's building an arsenal?
Well, was
on the
Margaret
other cast
building an
members?
arsenal
on the other
everyone?
cast members?
Of course, that's what she does.
That's what she does.
Always. That is the word. I used the word arsenal in my private meeting with Jen and Teresa, and arsenal suddenly appeared and has been used a lot.
Right.
Yes, she gets whatever information she can. She stays up late at night. She digs. She talks to people. It's what she likes to do.
It's what she likes to do. So I believe we've never discussed this. I believe that there are a lot of things that you know that you didn't even reveal yet. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. You could say yes or no, but I truly believe that there's other things that you know that you didn't even reveal.
There are other things.
I'm sure there are. And I'll get you to say them when I feel like it when we do another podcast.
You might. It'll depend.
She said, next time we'll have a little wine. Maybe that's what it's going to take. Maybe that's what it's going to take.
It might take a little more.
Yeah, it might take a little more. Anyway, so go ahead, Lorraine.
Okay, so we wanted to know about, did Kim make David
yes.
bash?
Did
Margaret?
I make Kumasi Kyam hate Margaret and bash her and talk about her? This is a very important thing because
So this is important because I was truly remaining neutral and friends with both of you. And I said that numerous times. But the problem is that I confronted him about the fact that you were not making him say anything bad about Margaret. And I actually have a text with him. And this is why I haven't heard from him.
Okay, good. I would love to hear this. So this is after what happened between me and Kumasi Kyam. And Laura reached out to him because she was saying, Kim didn't make you hate anyone. I have text that you said you hated her and you called her names, meaning Margaret. And then this is what happens after.
This is what I said to him. I said, don't get mad, but I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I just don't believe Kim made you do or not do anything. You're not the type to allow someone to rule you. And you slamming Margaret had nothing to do with Kim, so please don't say that. A week ago, you were calling Margaret every name in the book, and all the times you badmouthed Margaret to me, Kim wasn't even there. It just doesn't make sense. And his response to me was, you don't have to buy it, and I'm not mad at all. But I never heard from him again. And I have a real issue with lying, nothing to do with you and him. I just hate when people lie to me, and when they do, it's a real issue for me.
Me too.
Because I know the text messages I have. I know that there's text messages saying he hates her, and it had nothing to do with you. You did not make him do anything like that.
Ridiculous.
We know him.
Right.
He's not going to let anybody make him do something he doesn't want to do.
Of course.
He hated her. Yes. He had nothing good to say about her. There were many bad things. A lot of I won't go into.
I did.
Terrible things, and I won't go into
I never
them because
called her filthy names or anything like that, or I never called Melissa filthy names.
But I mean, I'm not here to bash him.
No,
there's a lot of things he said. I won't even repeat them because we did have a friendship, and I'm not going to tell every little thing that he texted me and said. But there are texts and things and many texts, and just don't lie. Own it. Say the truth.
Exactly.
Why now are you doing this? Because now you want to spin this and try to get back into Margaret's good graces.
Correct. There were many times when he used to tell me that this is before the two of you made up, you and David. I was influential into making them make up because I wanted Laura on. I wanted the truth. So, but I know for a fact that he would text you and call you and say, are you going to be at this event? Are you going to be at that event? Can I please sit with you? And then to do something and then to lie to you and to make it seem like I'm the one who put a gun to his head and said, David, make sure you talk bad. I don't really care who talks bad about her, who doesn't talk bad about her. That's not who I am. I say enough for myself, so.
Yes. And, I want to have friends that I can trust.
1,000%.
I really wanted to trust him, but he cannot admit the truth, and it's a problem.
It's sad.
So, that's where I am with that.
All right. Well, I
haven't heard from him, so
I appreciate. I don't think you will.
I don't.
Especially after this. But yeah, the text will go up. The proof. What else, Lorraine? You got from me? Lorraine's handling all this because this anxiety I have. I'm good.
It depends on where you want to go. Do you want to go to a cliffhanger about Danielle? Would you like me to ask you questions from the patrons?
No, you know what? Why don't I do the Danielle story real quick because
we all want to laugh.
Okay, so I'm gonna make you laugh. I really didn't think I was gonna be able to do this, but I'm on a roll, and being with Laura and Lorraine gets me going.
It was a teaser.
It was a teaser. So promised. 2 weeks ago, I teased about a Danielle Staub story. Now listen, I like Danielle now. I was a little upset with her for a while, but I like her. She's really not a bad person. I'd love to have her on. I'd like to make up Danielle. But I'm going to tell your story. Okay. You might not like it, but it is true. and it involves the Glam Fairy, which I want to get the Glam Fairy on too. I love her. She's Alexa. She's just adorable. So it was my first posh Christmas party. My store was only 500 square feet. The Glam Fairy had not had her own show yet, but we became friends and she was going to come there and do everyone's makeup. I had the big wigs that shopping with me. Of course, Danielle was invited. And where was I? Was I in the chair? I was either in the chair getting my makeup done or somebody was in the chair getting their makeup done. And the Glam Fairy was really tiny. She's like this, okay? We're all talking about guys, all right? And all of a sudden, Danielle bursts open the door and we're like, oh, hi, whatever. She goes, you want to know how to get a man? Pulls up her mini dress, which I'm not going to do. She pulls down her stocking, and she had a piercing. Here's the problem. She was facing the Glam Fairy, who was this small. And she turned around and walked out, and I think she smoked a cigarette, and the Glam Fairy went, I'll never be the same again. Oh my God. Because, and the Glam Fairy will attest to that. We're going to get her on. But it was my first posh, party. We were all going afterwards. And Helena was there. She can attest to this. And we were just in such shock. But you have to laugh. But the Glam Fairy was not laughing. She was besides herself. But yeah, that's one of her funny stories. But she just ripped down those pantyhose and bat that thing around and said, this is how you get a man. So, Lorraine, maybe that's what we're doing wrong.
Could be.
I never thought about that.
Piercings are next.
That's it. No, that's never
It's never going to happen.
never going to happen.
Try it out.
But we can go right into people. So many of your patrons keep asking if you're dating or will you get married again?
I am not dating. I probably at this point wouldn't be a very good girlfriend, but I would absolutely get married again. I would, if I met the right person. God help him, God help him because I'm not easy. He would have to be funny, a little younger, have to have a little cash, have to be able to take me for dinner once a week. I can't go out any more than that. I can't, I just can't do it anymore.
So he doesn't have to have a lot.
He doesn't have to have a
just
lot.
a little.
He has to have a nice position in life. You know what I mean? I have to have some respect for me. You have to have respect for the man that you're with, So I am open to one, although I do not believe I have the time for one. But I am open.
That's fair. And that's fair. And then I'm just going to go into a couple questions.
Yes, let's do the question.
Another patient wants to know, what career advice would you give if you wanted to reinvent yourself at a later age?
I believe I like the real estate situation right now. Don't you, Laura?
I have my real estate license.
There you go. I truly believe that if you're a little bit older and you want to switch your vibe, I really believe real estate is phenomenal right now, and I think it's going to get even crazier. I also think that if you don't need to make a lot of money, if you kind of are pretty situated, I love working at a salon, be at the front desk. Now you get your hair done for free, your nails done for free, all that, or a plastic surgeon's office. Because when you work for a plastic surgeon's office, now you'll get your free Botox, you get your free lips, you get your free, a nice facelift going on. So when you're older, those kind of things that keep you going, even working at a hotel would be nice. So that's what the recommendations that I would make. Some people really aren't good with tests and you'd be with be in real estate. So something fun where you could talk to people and get things done to yourself to make yourself, a spa. You work at a spa. Do you have any other advice for that?
I feel the same.
Same way,
thing,
right? Keep yourself in the game.
If you need a man, work in a high-end men's store.
There you go. A men's shoe department.
Yes. But I agree with the real estate thing.
Shoes, that's my gig.
Because then you know what kind of shoes they're looking for. What else?
Okay, so that being said, if there was a celebrity that you really wanted to offer some advice, whether love, career, or fashion, who would that be?
Mine would be Kim Zolciak, and I'm sure you'll have one too. Okay. Kim clearly likes to spend a lot of money. I like to spend a lot of money, so I'm going to give her a pass here. I heard she gambles. Not good. I heard, she gambled a lot of the money away. That's where I have an issue. You have 6 kids? I'm not sure how many children she has. Young, okay. Your daughters are influencers. They're doing great on their own. I think take a step back, be an influencer. I don't think she's getting back on Atlanta, but I heard that she's on a different show. I would say immediately do joint custody with Croy. Immediately. Do not fight over your children. That's the last thing in the world that you should be doing. I heard that Croy has not worked, Lorraine, right? 7 years? You
7
read
years
this?
that she was.
Unacceptable, Croy. Totally unacceptable. It should not be all on Kim. You both should be raising your children. You should get a job. All men should work. Okay, get a job. And he's adorable. I'm sure he could find something to be a spokesperson for something or, get a job and make the kids your first priority. Stop fighting over nonsense. Kim, you need to stop gambling. I would sell all your Louboutins. You don't need them. We can't walk in Louboutins anyway. They're a terrible shoe to walk in. Go sell your stuff to the Real. Get yourself a house that's not so crazy. You don't need that big, huge house. And downsize a little bit. Humble yourself. I think she's a very attractive woman. She'll find someone else.
Okay.
But I think get yourself together first. Okay? What about you, Laura? Who would you pick?
I'm going to say Kyle Richards.
Oh, good one. Go ahead.
I just feel like this whole storyline, it doesn't matter. Come out and say it. You're in Paris with your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Your husband is on Dancing with the Stars. You're not even really supporting him. Just say it.
Say it.
It will be much better. I don't know if she's doing this for storyline, if she felt like, she
Do you
needed.
think she's in a lesbian relationship or do you think it's an emotional relationship?
I feel like it's heading towards.
Okay.
I think she's confused and
Me too.
and trying to figure out what she wants.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's very forthcoming about it, and I
No.
think she should be.
She
She
never
also
been
has kids.
forthcoming
and-
about her real life. She hasn't been
No.
forthcoming.
But she has kids, no matter their age, and
Right.
I think it's. I was thinking about it yesterday. I saw
Okay.
the picture of her in
And yeah,
Paris,
and
and
she's
I'm like,
having a grand old time.
I wonder what her daughters are thinking.
Right.
Like, do they really know, or does she tell them? I think she should just be honest about everything.
Right.
And I think he should too.
Okay.
About his
That I would
affairs,
like to-
about everything.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
I think there's a lot hidden in that relationship.
Right. And speaking of
And-
affairs, when PK, we'll go back to DUIs for a minute, got his DUI. The first thing I said, he said he was with Mauricio. Okay. Mauricio was rumored to have flit around. I believe, this is what I believe, this is not what I know for sure, that PK and Mauricio were both doing their thing. Okay. I believe PK was with another woman, whether it be a young girl, whether it be a girlfriend, whether it be just whatever, whoever it was with a woman, I think. And I think that's why he didn't call Dorit until the next full day. Because most men are going to call their wife immediately. Like, I got a DUI. Oh my God, but I don't want you to worry. But he waited till the next day. I believe that he was maybe in the car with this girl, whatever. And he got the DUI and that's why they hushed it up. And I believe that's the next one that's going to come out. I think he's doing his thing. And then I heard about the bottle service stuff when he's at these clubs. So I think Dorit is drop dead gorgeous. I think she's
too.
the most beautiful housewife ever. Ever, second to none. Okay. And I think I heard through the grapevine that that things are rocky.
I heard that too.
You heard that too.
I did.
What did you hear, Laura?
I just heard. I actually didn't hear anything about him cheating or anything.
I'm
like that.
making this up in my head.
I heard the DUI thing, though. I did hear that they didn't charge him because he wound up not blowing
Okay.
as high as
Right.
they said at the scene. So, but that aside, I do not believe that he cheats on Dorit.
Okay.
I love Dorit. I think she's beautiful. Her clothes, everything about her.
Everything.
She's perfect. But no, and I actually like them together. So
Okay. I don't.
I do.
It's all right. Listen.
I think
have a
he's
saying.
made a big change. He's looking really good.
Ugh. Listen.
I didn't say I thought he was gorgeous.
Yeah,
I
no.
think he has come a long way in the last few years.
Well, I have a saying. It's not very nice. And I tell my friends I wouldn't him with someone else's body.
Oh
Okay.
man, that's bad.
Yeah, no, it's ugh.
Aw.
Yeah. No.
Well, him or Joe Benigno.
Oh gosh. Oh my God.
You got to pick.
If I had to pick a not there's
Gun
no
to head.
chance Joe Benigno. Yeah, gun to the head. Yes. No Joe
Just
Benigno.
making sure there was no.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Okay.
And Joe Benigno is one of my Italian words for the day. Mappine. A mappine. You know what
Yeah.
a mappine is in Italian? A mappine. Years ago, I don't know if anyone's Italian or whatever. Years ago, there would be like a wash rag that you would hang over the refrigerator or the whatever. And so it's a mop, the mappine.
Yep.
He's a mappine. He's just there with
Yes.
the rag that you hang over
Wet rag.
the wet rag that you hang over the water.
Yeah. He's also very good at following orders.
Oh, very well. You would
he's-
know that.
I just term it as he's a good tool.
Exactly.
He's just a tool.
Let me see the actual. Let's see, mopkin. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, he's a mupping.
My Italian grandmother used to say
All the time, mupping.
You know.
He's a mupping. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what he is. No hard feelings towards you, Joe, but that's what you are. So.
Okay.
I have hard feelings. I won't deny it.
Well, you could have hard feelings. I don't even know the guy. I mean, I don't even think I met him face to face ever in my whole life. I met Margaret face to face, but I never met him.
Oh, I didn't even know you met her.
No, I did. I met her a couple times. I met her at the my fashion
Oh,
show.
yes, I remember
And
that.
then I ran into her at Aldo's, which we didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't walk up to
Same.
the table.
I remember I wanted to come to that fashion show, and she was like, "You can't come. Filmed event."
Ah.
Well, you're coming to this
come.
one.
Oh, yes,
Laura
I'm
will be
gonna
at the
be
next
there.
fashion show, October 25th at Patagra,
I will be there.
and at my table. What else she got for me, Lorraine?
All right. What would be a favorite event for you to do, other than your fashion shows, of course? What would be something you would really love to do?
I'm not big on events, so I'm going to go with a couple of my favorite places. I love the Plaza over the holidays.
Baccarat.
I love St. Regis over the holidays. I love the Baccarat Hotel. My event is going to the city over the holidays and enjoying like Thanksgiving time, Christmas time. I'm not an event person. You never see me really doing too many red carpet things. Everyone keeps saying, you're going to BravoCon. No. Too many people, too many crowds. Even the Posh Fashion Show, I've closed it up a little bit. I used to fill a room with 400 people. Now I'm happy with 90, 100, more intimate. That's why I have at a restaurant. I get a little,
Well, it's the anxiety,
Yeah.
and that's what other people ask. How
Exactly.
How do you deal with that?
well,
Like
how
before?
I dealt with it this morning.
Want me to answer that?
I was told to breathe. Well, I breathed. I took a little piece of medication, and I figured it out. I pushed myself, but Lorraine helped me out a little bit. Julie helped me out a little bit, and I just said I'm not gonna. Poor Laura, we let her down. I had COVID, by the way. That's what So I looked up COVID, and it said long COVID. If you have anxiety, that it brings out your anxiety
more.
word. So 3 weeks ago is when I got sick. It was COVID. And I had it pretty bad. You all went through it with me. I was sitting on my white chair telling everybody I'm still sick. Laura was supposed to come into the studio, and Dana, thank God Dana Wilkie stepped up to the plate and we did our Patreon from home. So Laura, I want to thank you again for understanding and being, she felt terrible. But I think that's why because I don't really have anything to be anxious about except the dog, my dog, of course. So I think that's what made it kick back in. So I'm going to have to deal with it for a while. And I'll call my doctor tomorrow and find out what you can do about that, the long COVID anxiety thing. So we'll find out and I'll give you more information.
All right. And do you have a favorite day of the week?
I don't like weekends. I'm not a big weekend person,
Kim likes
right?
to work.
Right? I don't like weekends. I like control. I feel that weekends, everybody's like, doing their own thing. I'm like, wait a minute. I want to get back. I want to be back on the phone at 9:00 and make my appointments or whatever. You know what? I'm going to say Wednesdays because that's when I film my show. With you.
Thanks, Kim. Nice.
I'm going to say Wednesdays. What about you, Laura? What's your favorite day?
Oh, well, here we are not agreeing. I love the weekend.
I'm sure you do.
I really like Fridays.
Okay. That's good.
I guess because I know it's, going to be fun times. The
You're done with
weekend's
work.
Coming.
You're going to have fun. You're going to go out for the
working.
weekend.
And I just love the weekend. Sorry.
Okay, good for
Wednesday, not so much, but I like it today because I'm here with you.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm not a summer girl. It's not, well, I don't lay in the sun, but there's a number of reasons. I get eaten up by mosquitoes, so I don't like to go out. So you name it. That's my problem with the summer.
Well, nobody likes mosquitoes.
You know what I'm saying? But they love me.
Me too.
And my arms blow up and my dog's all scratching my arm. But you ought to see the mosquito bites I had just recently. So I'm not an outdoors girl. This is my favorite time of the year. So if they asked me that, it would be fall. Definitely my favorite time. And of course, I love Christmas. What else we got?
What else do we have?
Yes.
Okay, so
Well, I can attest to the pumpkins.
Yes, Laura was in the
Laura
house.
saw
She
the
saw
pumpkins
75
today.
pumpkins.
okay, so another patron wants to know if there was one part of your body you could fix, what would it be?
It would be my rear end because I don't. That's what. Remember you? Yeah. I've
more.
tried everything. Okay, I squatted my rear end off. I lunged my rear end up. I got some injections. It is what it is. Take it or leave it. That's the way it's got to be. It just I don't have one of those bubble butts, and I'll never have one. That's it. So yes, it would be that. What would you change, Laura?
Well, I've changed a few already.
Okay, all right.
But one thing I've always wanted to change is my nose. I just haven't done it.
You have a beautiful nose.
No.
When you look in the mirror, you see something you don't.
see a big
Yes, I see
I
like
get
this
it.
big nose taking over my face.
Well, you know what?
That's what
When
I
the
see in the
time
picture.
comes, you do what
I'm
you got
gonna
to
do
do.
it.
That's all.
I'll do it when I do the facelift.
That's right. Get it all done this
Yeah.
way. Speaking of facelifts, what do you think of Jen Fessler?
I'm gonna confessler.
Confessler.
I'm really not that big of a fan. I'm trying to think of good things, but between the Mutz
I can't.
and the James Gandolfini, it just was more than anybody needed to see
Correct.
or hear.
That's what I
It's
said.
just how I feel. I know people like her.
I don't
can't,
get it.
but there are people who
They
like
do.
her, and I just
She looks good.
can't.
She does look
looks
better.
better.
No, we're
Yeah.
not talking about her looks.
That's what, yeah.
Fine for looks. but,
Yeah.
she opens her mouth, and I just,
Oh my God.
yeah.
I don't have.
So
I
crude.
can't.
I just
She's
don't have anything nice to say, so I should stop.
She's crude. She
Yeah.
really is crude. But you do look better. You look great. She lost a ton of weight. She admitted to doing, the Ozempic thing, and that's
Yeah,
great.
it's great.
Listen, I don't put anyone down for that. Her face looks great. Her nose looks
Mm-hmm.
great. Good for you. Your teeth, everything, good for you. Now learn to keep some things to yourself and speak like a lady.
Yeah, we were appalled.
Don't shove a whole mozzarella in your
Oh my
face.
God. I mean, I think you're trying to be funny. I get it, but you're still a lady. Try to be a lady.
No, and I think, well, maybe that's something good I could say. I think she does have a sense of humor, but she
It's not my
goes a
kind.
little
Too far.
too far.
Right.
And
Yeah, I don't.
It's just too far for me.
I
People
don't-
like
she's-
it
she's-
though.
yeah, they
I
do
know
like
people
it.
who think she's
It's not
hysterically
my
fine.
kind of sense of humor.
Disgusting to me.
Which we can roll right into a game that one of the patrons asked us to play.
Okay.
Say one thing complimentary about each cast member. Which cast? I'm not really sure.
Well,
which one you
it's
wanna go
RHO
on
and
to,
J.
I'm sure. So, husband, boyfriend, whichever
Both
one.
or one?
Oh,
Just
the husband and the
It says husband, boyfriend, but you could do however you like. Who do you throw one up in the air? Who do you want to start with? I'm afraid.
One. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Let's do Dolores and
No, I know. I'll start with Melissa and Joe.
Okay.
I'll start with Melissa and Joe. I think Melissa happens to be a good mother.
I agree.
I hear that her children are extremely respectful.
You can see that.
Extremely respectful.
I think
She
you can see
raised
that.
she's raising two nice boys. Her daughter is in college. I heard she's very low key. I'll give her that. Oh my God, Joe. I mean,
Just one word. Good cook. I mean, what?
no, I
don't know where to
mean,
go. I don't-
he's great
When
at
Joe-
manipulating.
when Joe wanted to be charming, like when he was trying to be nice to me, he could be charming.
Yeah,
okay,
fair.
yeah, he can
He
be charming.
smiles.
He
and-
can be
Okay.
smiles. He can be
Yes.
charming.
All right. Next couple.
Next couple, I'm gonna say Margaret and Joe. Joe's a Mapine, so he listens to everything Margaret says. So good husband, Joe. Let's see. Margaret, Margaret's a hustler. I'm gonna give her that. She hustled those brushes. She's hustling the thing. I even bought the brushes. Okay, you could not say that, but whatever.
No.
Yeah. She's a hustler. So I'll give her the hustler. I'll give Joe the Mapine. I've said a lot about the Fudas. I happen to love them as a couple. I think they're great. That's enough for you, Fudas. I love you. You know that. Let's see. Teresa and Louie. Oh my God. This one's Teresa is in love. Teresa knows Teresa's a good wife. How's that? Teresa's a good wife. You're a good wife, Teresa. You're very much in love with Louie. You're very supportive of your husband. He's a wild card. You know, he's would be a little difficult for me, but you're a good wife. And I heard that Louis is extremely good father and good with the girls. Teresa's a good wife. You're a good father. And I think those are two wonderful things.
I think he's very loyal to the people he loves.
Yeah.
And I have to say with her, I really admire how she lives life very unbothered. It's hard for people to do that. And
Right.
she does it. And
Right.
I like that about her.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's very good. So you got one couple out of the way. Let me think who else. Well, I really don't care about Jackie and Evan. I'm not even going to talk about them. Danielle Cabral. Let's see. I'll give her hustler also. She's a hustler. And your
Cute kids.
husband, he's a really nice guy. And he's really handsome. And he's very much like pushes her to the forefront. You know, and that's the kind of man she needs, you know, and she's like all crazy about him. You know, she's like, oh, you know, she's still feeling those butterflies. But I'm hearing some things about you, Danielle, and lower your price on your Cameo. It's not 125. I heard it's 150. Come down off your high horse.
She can't be making a lot of money off
Come
of it.
down off your high horse, girl, because that doesn't work for people. Okay?
I wouldn't want a cameo for free from
No,
her.
right. You know, that's exactly.
I wouldn't.
So I think I got everyone, right? And it's your turn. So you already said Teresa and Louis. What about Melissa and Joe?
I'm not going to discard the kick-ass body she's got.
Okay. There you go. No, she does. Yes, you do, Melissa.
You know, same with him. I think he's a great manipulator. He gets what he wants by manipulation.
Okay.
Good guys.
All right.
Good.
What about Margaret and Joe?
Well, Joe, I already said he's basically a tool.
Yes, he
he's
is.
great at following orders.
Right.
Her
One-
beautician is a magician.
Okay, the beautician's a magician. She wears a lot of wigs. See, I didn't know that. But she walks around with them though. She has
Well,
makes
like half wigs.
half wigs. Like she makes no bones
Yeah.
about it. You know, so whatever.
I think he works wonders.
Yeah, I do too. I heard he's very, very good. I've never met him face to face. I had some words to say about him that he wasn't too happy about what happened with you. I didn't like that.
We did make up.
Yeah, you did good.
We did.
I'm very happy for that. I didn't mention your name. I'm not going to bash you. I heard that you're very good. Maybe someday, you know, we will meet.
He's great. I will say that. He's amazing.
Listen, I love Kathy Wakili, and he does her hair.
Yes.
He does a beautiful job.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful job. And I love the way your hair looks. You're
Thank
always
you.
gorgeous. What about...
He doesn't do my hair though.
He's
Just to
not anymore.
clarify.
He did, yeah.
Just let's clarify.
Let's clarify it now. But
Lena does my hair.
yeah, she does a beautiful... I love Lena too. Lena and I go way back. I'm the one who met Lena first. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that.
Well, good. What about, let's see, I know you're not too crazy about the foodies. You're allowed to say it.
I just think that they buy their way in. I don't think there's anything authentic about them.
Okay.
I
think they're gonna
can't
change
even
your
say
mind this
anything
season.
Nice. I think not. I think that they're probably what I hear allegedly. I think they're taking over where the Gorgas left off and using Teresa for a storyline.
Okay. That's
So
okay
I don't
to
really.
say.
I can't think of anything positive to say really about them. I know you disagree.
Well, I will agree to disagree, and that's fine here. I've said more than enough good things about them because I really like them a lot. But I understand where you're coming from. But I have a gut feeling that your opinion's going to change this season. But let's see.
It might.
Let's see.
I'm open to that.
Yeah. Who else? Margaret, Joe, Melissa. We don't really care about Jackie and
Dolores.
Evan. You know what?
You forgot Dolores.
Listen, you know why? I can go on and on and on from now until the next podcast. Dolores is the most sweetest, down to earth, generous with her time. She is all about animals. She's a wonderful mother. She was still a good friend to Frank, even though like he did what he did. She happens to be a very good girlfriend, a very good friend. I have nothing bad to say. And she does so many, what's the word I'm looking for? Charities that I don't do. Yes, so many charities. Like, I'm like, Dolores, how do you do it? She's like, I'm exhausted, but she does it.
Yeah.
So I love you, Dolores. I don't know. I met Paulie.
Yes.
Lorraine and I met Paulie. I think he's funny and he's sweet and he's charming. I love Frank Catania and I love her kids. I love.
Yeah.
Okay. You feel the same way about
Dolores, yes. Who doesn't love Dolores? I think there are people who don't, but
Right.
I happen to really like her. I do think that she, it's amazing that she can get along with her ex-husband, because I know I can't get along with mine, but I do admire that about her. And I think she has really mastered the task of remaining neutral.
Oh yeah, she's. I
You
tell
know,
her she's the safest one on that
she's
show.
very good at
Safest
that.
one, you know.
And Paulie, I think he knows a good woman when he sees one.
That's a good. That's very good. He does. He does. I think that we pretty much covered
Anything
everyone.
about the New York cast? Anything you want to say about them? I have a hard time. I
do watch it.
I do, but
I
I'm not
am not
invested.
invested.
At all.
I'm just not invested.
I'm invested.
Okay,
You
so you
are.
could talk about it a little bit.
I'm
Really?
invested.
Okay.
Yeah, I went in very negative, thinking I was not going to like it because I just wanted the old.
Okay. I don't dislike it, but I'm not invested.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
I
Who's your favorite?
them. I love. Now I'm going to forget her name, and I know her, Erin.
I love Erin. We like Erin
love
too.
her. She's like she's
like
just
her
very
family.
authentic to
Yeah, I
me.
agree.
She's truly a New Yorker. You could
Right.
tell. I really like her a lot. I did hear that Jessel is very, very nice.
Okay.
I heard that somebody I know who's a fan of them. She like offered to meet with them and have coffee and
Okay.
did, and I heard she was really, really nice.
What do you think of Jenna Lyons?
I like her a
Me too.
lot. I feel like she just doesn't fit though.
I do too. I
She's
feel bad.
she's great.
She is.
And I
great.
used to watch another show she was on.
Okay.
She had like her own show.
You know, she goes to a lot. She had a lot
Yeah.
of teeth just
Yeah.
redone. I mean,
Just
she's
being
been
brought
doing-
up by her mother.
Yeah,
That
she-
was-
I just think that she's a different generation
She
than
is.
them. And it's
She
hard
is.
when you're one, she's the only one.
I know.
So that's how I feel about that.
It's hard
but
for her to
But
fit
I
in.
like her.
I do too.
I think she's great.
Me too.
Uba, I think is beautiful, funny. I think
I
she's
think
very
they're all
funny.
beautiful. I think they're all
Yes.
beautiful. Yeah, not one of them are unattractive. They're all beautiful
No,
girls.
I think, who else? I'm
I
trying
just
to
don't
think
think
who
it's
else
a
is-
mesh.
It's not a.
Yeah,
it's not, I'm not
it's
seeing
that.
that mesh.
I don't have that investment.
I feel like I like it.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you like it. I
I
don't
like
dislike it.
Sai and her
I love the way she dresses.
nasty undertones.
Yeah,
I like that about
I like
her.
the way she dresses.
Her
The
clothes
influencer,
are
I like it.
amazing. She dresses
We
amazing.
just have to get Erin maybe a chef.
Yes. Oh my God, poor Erin doesn't serve food. Erin.
I know.
Listen, I'm not
Size
serving that
starving.
much food either at my. As a matter
Yeah.
of fact, I want you to come October 29th at my house. I'm having like a little Halloween thing, and then we all go out to eat. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
Like we
yeah,
all
yeah.
go to the steakhouse.
Yeah,
I'm bringing
There'll
food.
be-
so
She's
you-
gonna. There'll be food. There's gonna be a bartender.
Okay.
We're gonna make pumpkin martinis.
Yeah,
We're
I'll
gonna
be
have.
there.
That'll be so much fun. We're all getting dressed.
Okay,
You know, and then we'll
yeah.
just all go over to. We have a car. The car taking us over to the steakhouse around the corner from my house. He'll play some music, and if people are hungry, they'll eat. But Lorraine
Perfect.
said she's gonna bring over some nosh. There'll be some nosh at my
We
house.
love Nosh.
We love
Erin
Nosh.
really has to step up her food game.
Yeah, Erin has to separate.
Well, Kim's nosh is
You know.
potato chips. So
Exactly.
that's-
Or French fries.
Well, me too.
So
So
I
yes,
like
yes.
we have that in common.
And cashews. And
I
cashews.
love French fries and potato
Yeah.
chips, and you
I'm
know,
a salt girl. I've been asked about my diet. I've been asked about where I shop. I've been asked about my skincare, my makeup. Okay. I'm going to do all of this. I will have my makeup artist come here. We're going to lay all my fun stuff out on the table. We'll do 20 minutes of that. We'll go over skin routine. We're going to do all of that, but it's coming. You know, I did my one fashion edit. It's coming. I hear you loud and clear, and every single thing you ask of me, I will do. Okay. And if you have like a really cute younger guy that has a little bit of cash and he wants to meet me, throw him out there. You never know.
my son.
But yeah, no. My son's 34, by the way. We can't have anyone.
No, mine is younger.
Yeah, there you go. That's
30,
what
30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we can't do that. But I would like to bring up last week we went to in Florida, New York. We went to a
Yes.
fabulous, fabulous place called Barrel 28.
Is it barrel 20 or barrel 88? 20?
I think it's 28.
28. Okay. That just goes to show.
Listen,
a
my
barrel
brain,
28.
I'm not arguing, but it was 28.
Okay. I
Barrel
can't.
I think there's more than one barrel. 28.
Marky Poo. Sorry,
It
barrel
was,
28.
It was fabulous.
We
It
had
was
a great time.
delicious. We had a great time. They had a martinis and meatball night for Kim
was
that
fun.
night. But we met
Aw.
some really, really great, great girls. And so Kim's first 3 patron guests
Will
are going
be-
to be, excuse me if I screw up the name.
You could- that's
I
right,
think
but
they're
we'll
not
say
too
'em.
bad. Stephanie Buckley,
Stephanie Buckley,
Christine Brody,
Christine Brody,
and Sarah Barrett.
and Sarah Barrett. So anyway, I walked up to all the different tables. They're all going to wind up coming on. But this table, for some reason, like
They were
Lorraine goes,
so
what
cute.
was it? They were giggly. They were fun. They had some inside scoop. And I'm like, you're going to be my first Patreon guest. But they had not joined Patreon yet. And I said, because of the contest thing.
Proof they did.
They did. They did join Patreon. They joined right away. And I just had a great time with them. And they're going to be coming on. I think we have the date, November something.
October. In October.
No, it's November. Remember, they were going away in October.
All right.
Yeah, it's November something. So whatever. So sometime in November, you'll see our first guest. There's another girl who was there that said, "I'm your girl." I said, "You'll be next." So what else do we have? Are we almost coming to a conclusion?
Let me just see. We did the Danielle story. We talked about.
We didn't do the Danielle Cabral story.
Which we can do.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
She claims to be very philanthropic and, she does fundraisers and charities. And I heard allegedly. I don't know this for a fact.
These things are alleged.
I might have seen more if she didn't say that I wasn't allowed at her fundraiser.
That's
because
right. I remember that. That's right.
Yes.
Laura was not even Laura was coming with a nice check for the fundraiser.
Yes, and was told through Lena that I couldn't go. And then Jen said, "I'm sorry, but she doesn't want you there."
That's another thing. But
I'm glad that I didn't give a check because I heard that she keeps a lot of the money for herself and barely gives anything to charity.
I'm going to tell you something. What I've been hearing, I believe that. What I've been hearing through the grapevine, I believe it, and shame on you if that's the case.
I mean, Thirsty, her picture is in the dictionary.
Well, I'm going to agree with that too. I'm going to agree with that too. I liked her last year. I'm starting the things that I'm hearing about her. I'm not liking because it's not nice to behave like that. It's really not nice. And
I never liked her. Well, she told Jennifer not to be friends with me.
Terrible. Absolutely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Ridiculous. Grow up, little girl.
I would like to just throw out a little tidbit that we have a whole bunch of Kim D's dolls merchandise on order. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, tank tops, and water glasses.
Okay, so Lorraine suggested a water bottle because we drink a lot of water on this show. So we're going to do the water bottle. It's going to say Kim D's dolls. Were we going to do lips on those or just Kim D's dolls?
They're in order yet because we're going to.
Okay, we ordered the t-shirts.
Everything.
We ordered the t-shirts. They will be coming from small to XXL. A nice stretchy V-neck black that'll say Kim D's dolls with the lips. I also want to tell you guys, I don't know when this will air, but I'm really excited about this next show, Posh Fashion Show, October 25th at Batagra. I have the twins, walking in the show. We've announced it from, oh my God, I'm having a moment. 90 Day Fiance, Stacy and Darcy. Cannot wait to meet you face to face. I've spoken to you on the phone. They'll also be doing my podcast. They're little dolls. And so I want you all to come, so there's tickets are up on my website, poshbykimd.com.
We have so much fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. It's not just people walking like Tom Ford. The girls are blowing kisses. They're having a good time. Laura will be there at my table. Julie's flying in from Chicago to be with us. I'm very excited about that. Julie, we love you. I sing to her like every morning, Julie, 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 do you love me? And she sings back. So, go ahead, Lorraine, anything else?
I only have a few more things that we didn't go over.
Okay.
One was Jackie was mad, something about a child's birthday party.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is an interesting thing. So, I was asking around. I'm like, why did Jackie unfollow Rachel Fuda? And then I heard through the grapevine that it's because there's a number of reasons. But during the summer, before they start filming, Rachel had a child's birthday party and Jackie was not included. Jackie's not one of her real friends. You know what I'm saying? So when they filmed, she might have been invited, but she didn't. Get over it, Jackie. Speaking about Thirsty, she's just getting a little desperate. You know what I mean? She's trying to stay relevant. I understand. But that's why she's fighting now with the book. She's arguing with people. And
I think it's all made up. I think Margaret and her conjured that whole thing up because they both need a storyline. She wants her full-time spot back. And the other thing is, why would she... Margaret started a rumor. She didn't start it. She repeated a rumor about her husband having an affair.
A long time ago.
Why would she now be mad about a book deal?
Correct.
Or is it because it'll just bring her book more publicity?
This is true. That's a very...
I think for both of them, they're both looking...
It's a storyline.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think it's real at all.
Okay. Well, I believe that Jackie deep down knows Margaret is the one who spread the rumor about Evan.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do believe
I don't think
that.
she'll ever admit that.
No, she would never. She can't.
Right.
She can't
No, she'll
admit it.
got
And
big
then, of
kids.
course, I believe Laura's vindicated with this too. But again, let's see what takes place in the next season. And as things come out, we will vindicate her every single time. And every single time you could come back here and I'll get her to tell more scoop and more gossip. I
Who
just know.
unfollowed who first? Was it Jackie?
I think Jackie unfollowed Rachel. Do we want to do my Italian words? Because I think
You have them, babe.
Okay, let's see. Andrew, get ready for the Italian words. So Lorraine will attest to this. I use the word gabados, which is hard-headed, stubborn. So what I tell my girlfriends when they are telling me baloney, and I'm like, and they repeat like, he did this, he did that, she said this, she said that, and it's the same crap over and over that they tolerate. I go, listen to me. Go find the hardest wall in your house and bang your head 3 times. Because that's what you should do instead of taking this crap that you're taking. So women, especially with men, bang your head against the wall 3 times because you're gabados. You're not getting it, gabados. Okay. Mapin, we discussed. Mapin. Okay. Mushad. So mushad, it's when someone's mushad, like
It's mushy.
right, okay, they're mushy. So when I'm in the car and I'm going out with the girls, Lorraine could attest to this too. I have a very good friend. We won't name her name. She'll be on. And she'll be in the back and she's starting to talk about who's dying, who's sick, who's that.
This guy did.
And
this.
I'm like, I'm trying to listen to the music. I'm like, excuse me? You know, I don't want to hear this crap right now. I want to listen to the music. I'm all dressed, having a good time. We could discuss it another time. So don't be mushad, like the mushad. You know what I mean? Don't be happy, be whatever. If you want to be mushad, stay home in your room and be mushad. Watch your TV, try to but don't be mushad in my company.
My mother uses that differently. She says, like, if you're not feeling well, you're mushad.
Okay. Well, yeah, you
don't
could
know.
say I feel a little mushad. I'm a little mushad. So mushad, you know, don't bring it around me.
A drip.
Yeah, exactly. Don't bring it
drippy.
around me. There's plenty of others that I'll be coming up with, but I figure I'll give you 3 or 4 each time. But Laura, what's one of the words that you remember from a child or your mother using or whatever that I haven't used that you remember?
Fangul.
Yeah, I'm sure she would come up with that. Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
My mother always said that.
All the time.
Yeah.
Phenobola.
Yeah, phenobola.
Phenobola.
Yes.
So what did phenobola mean again? It's almost the
know what
same
that
thing.
means.
Like phenobola.
Phenobola. She would say if
phenobola.
like
oh,
something
you're stupid.
went wrong or like
Yeah.
if she dropped something.
Right. Oh, phenobola. Okay. Also, so one day, my one dog's Bella. So my grandmother used to say all the time, "Quanto sei bella," like you're so beautiful. So one time Kristen's over and I'm always saying, instead of calling her Bella, I call her Quanto sei bella. So she goes, "Oh my God, what does that mean? What does it mean?" It means you're so beautiful. But that's because my grandmother always said that, like Quanto sei bella. I was her granddaughter.
Yeah.
You know, I had little white pixie hair. I talk like a boy. I talk real rough. I never smoked in my life. Everyone thinks I have a smoker voice. I never smoked in my life, guys. This is my real voice. My father, remember my father? My father talked like this. So when I was little, my teeny weeny little girl, I talk like this. I had white spiky hair because my mother made me get the pixie with these glaring eyes, white eyelashes, white eyebrows. And everyone thought I was a little boy. So that's another little story from when I was little, you know, and I don't care. Okay.
Well, you certainly don't look like a little boy now.
No, I don't. I got the boobies going on. I got the hair, whatever. I made it darker, by the way, yesterday. I love my Moxie girls. They'll be on. Jen did. I just showed her a picture and she puts her magic wand and she just did it
Wow.
up. Yeah, she did it up. And I'm liking it. I like the softer version. So, but you never know. I might go back to the lighter blonde someday. Or
I like it like this.
Thank you. I love your color.
Well,
Beautiful.
thank you, thank you.
Does Lena do your color too?
Yes.
She does. She does a beautiful job. She's a good girl. Want to talk about beautiful?
Gorgeous.
Beautiful girl.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. And she knows how to
Where is she from?
Yeah, she does.
Staten Island.
She's
Oh,
from
she's
Staten
Staten
Island. She has
She knows.
her
If you
own
follow
salon.
her on Instagram, she does those poses and she has all those slang sayings.
Oh, yeah. She's,
I mean, some of the things you say, Lena, I don't understand. It's not my generation, but I think you're cute.
when you're in her salon, the music is blasting.
Yep.
And there's a lot of curse words in all the
Alrighty.
music
Well, there
that she
you go.
plays,
There you go. She's my kind of girl.
Yeah.
She helped me. She came when I did Botched. She came and did my hair. She's a great girl.
Yes.
She's a great girl. So,
She's
she
amazing.
came on the
She
show
was a
with
very
me.
good good to me during
Yeah.
all of that last summer.
I'm sure she was because she's that type of person. She's a stand-up girl.
Yeah.
You know, she's a woman's woman. So that's it. I think we did a great show. I'm gonna pat myself on the back because I took that anxiety and left it behind the door. Don't you think, girls?
Oh, I'm impressed.
Oh,
Broke right
thank
out
you.
of it.
I snapped out
No
of it.
one would ever
I snapped
know.
out
I
of
was
it.
a little nervous this morning.
No, listen, it was tough. I had to breathe. I was telling me how to breathe. I know how to breathe. Little piece of a Xanax help.
Yeah,
You know, that's what I get. Listen, it comes from a doctor. So a teeny wee little piece. Now, my doctor also talking about anxiety. When I had gone into him one time, and he's a real old timer, and he said to me, "You cannot wait till it comes on. If you're going to put yourself in a position, like let's say you're going to New York City and you have something that you're a little nervous about, don't wait for the panic attack. Take a little teeny weeny piece before, so you don't get into that."
Plus your mental health. Though.
Right? Yeah.
He was huge on that.
He was really huge, you know. So, what I'm going to suggest, I'm not going to suggest anyone take Xanax or anything like that unless your doctor prescribes it. But for me, what I should have done this morning is not waited until it hit. But I didn't expect it. You know, I really didn't. I was like up with Posh and I heard her back sneezing and I'm like, you know, it's not the regular sneeze that I heard. She is 15. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm glad that I did this. I love being in the studio. And I hope you guys liked it because I love being here for you. Thank you very much again, Laura.
Anytime, Kim. Thank you for having me.
Lorraine, you always knocked it out of the park. Everyone loves Lorraine. It's really cute.
Lorraine's
They're like,
amazing.
Lorraine belongs on the talk or the viewer. I think she ain't going nowhere. She's staying with me.
Kim lets me hang around.
I let her hang around. I let
That's
her
good.
hang
You
around.
keep her around.
Keep
Yeah.
the great questions coming. I
There
say.
you go, baby. Yeah, and
Great
keep those
questions.
questions going because that keeps us going. We want to know what you want. So with that said, thanks again. I hope you like it.